Hi friends, welcome back to our channel, Jan Brothers in Canada. So in this video, I'm going to discuss how you can apply for US visitor visa while you are in Canada. There is one video created by my brother in which he discussed what steps he took to apply the US visitor visa for himself and for my parents. And he discussed some interview questions as well in this video. So the first step to apply for US visitor visa, we need to go to travel.state.government website, in which you can see we are falling in this category, B2 category. These are the categories in which we are falling for applying for visitor visa. And if you scroll down, you will see how to apply. So there are some steps which is mentioned. So the first step is to fill the form DS-160. So let's begin. I will mention the link in the description as well. So first you need to fill from where you are applying your US visitor visa. So for me, it's Canada. So I'm applying from Vancouver, Canada. After that, you need to fill this code as well. And you need to start an application. So once this page appears, then you need to click on I agree and make sure you will make a note of this code. It will help you to retrieve your application, because this page times out very quickly. So make sure you will make a note of this application ID as well. After that, you can select a security question as well. So let's suppose I'm selecting my mother's name. I will put my last name as an answer. Click on continue here. Then you need to fill the details like your personal details, your travel details, your previous US travel details, and your address, passport details and all. So let's begin. First, it will ask you your surname, then your first name, followed by your middle name if you have any. Here it will ask you full name in your native language. So in my case, you can simply go to Google and translate in your native language. You just need to copy from here and you can paste in the form here. Have you ever used other names? In my case, it's no. Do you have a telecode? In my case, it's no. Then you have to select male. So in my case, the marital status is married. Now, here are the details that you put as per your passport. So date of birth, I will put random date of birth. City. So make sure you put the city as mentioned on your passport, the place of birth. State, province. Country, in my case, it's India. So whenever you complete your page, make sure you click on save so that you can start your application from the same page in case the website times out. So country, region of origin, in my case, it's India. Do you hold any nationality other than the one indicated above? In my case, it's no. Are you a permanent resident of country other than the country mentioned above? So in my case, it's yes, I'm a permanent resident of Canada. If you have any other residency, you can click add another and you can mention your details. So national identification number. So if you are on work permit or you are a PR, you need to mention your insurance number here. I will put a random number. But in case you are on visitor visa here and you don't have any social insurance number, then you can put your passport number as well. US social security number does not apply. US taxpayer ID number, in my case, both does not apply. Make sure you always click on save. Now it will ask you your travel details. So purpose of trip to the US. So you always need to click on business pleasure visitor visa. Here you need to select on B2. Have you made any specific travel plans? So generally people don't have any specific plans. If you have, you can click on yes. In my case, I'm click on no. Intended date of arrival. So when you are planning to visit in US. So like if I'm applying in the month of July, I will put some in the month of November, the same year. So intended length of stay, how many days you want to stay for how many months. So I will put 4 days. You will get different options here, year, months, weeks, days. I will put 4 days. Then it will ask you address where you will stay in the US. So if you have any friends, relatives, you can give the address here. In my case, if you are going for a visit and you are booking, doing a hotel reservation, you can put the address of the hotel. So I will pick a random hotel in Seattle and I will put the address from Google. City, Seattle. So who is paying for your trip? So in my case itself, click on save, then continue with your application. Next, it is going to ask you your travel companions. So are there any other person traveling with you? So in my case, my spouse is traveling with me. So I'm clicking on yes. If you are traveling alone, you can click on no as well. Are you traveling as a part of group organization? No. So here I need to enter the details of my spouse. So make sure if you're applying for yourself and your spouse, you need to fill two different applications. So you need to fill full DS-160 form for yourself. And again, you have to fill another form, DS-160 form for your spouse. And there also you need to mention the spouse name. So like in my case, I'm putting my spouse name. While I'm filling for Shubi, then I need to mention my name as well there. Continue with your application. So now it's gonna ask you how you have you ever been in the US? In my case, it's no. If you ever been to US, you have to mention the details, the date of travel, how the length of the stay, like for how many years, month, weeks. You have to mention that as well. In my case, I will simply click on no. Have you ever been issued a US visa? In my case, it's no. I'm first time applying for US visa. Have you been ever been refused a US visa? So if you ever been refused for US visa application, then you have to give the details. In my case, it's no. Has anyone ever filled an immigration petition? In my case, it's no. So now it's going to ask you the home address. So where you are currently living in Canada. So you have to input your complete address. I'm just for demo purpose, I'm just putting the street name. Is your mailing address same as per your home address? So in my case, yes. Then you have to give your primary phone number. Secondary phone number, if you have any other number, you can mention that as well. Have you used any other phone numbers in the last 5 years? So if you have used any other number in the last 5 years in Canada, you can mention that as well. In my case, it's no. I will put email address. Have you used any other email address in the last 5 years? So if you want to share any other email address, you can click on yes. In my case, it's no. Here you can share the social media details as well. So if you have a Facebook account, you have an Instagram account or LinkedIn account, you can mention that as well. And if you want to give any other, like if you have Facebook and Instagram, you can put both the details. I recommend to put just share one Facebook account or an Instagram account or a LinkedIn account, whichever good for you. Do you wish to provide information about your presence on any other website? In my case, it's no. I don't want to share any other information for that. Click on save. So next, it's going to ask you some more details regarding your passport. So it's regular passport travel document number. I will put a random number here. Passport book number does not apply. Country that issued the passport. So in my case, my passport issued in India. Where was the passport travel document issued? So my issue date is Delhi, state Delhi. Here you have to mention the issuance date. You can find all the details in your passport. Have you ever lost your passport or had anyone stolen? In my case, it's no, but if you have, you have to give the details there. Click on save. So on this page, it's going to ask you the contact person or the organization in United States. So if you have any contact person or organization, you have to give the details there. So like we mentioned that we are staying in the hotel, so we will go to give the name of the hotel. So in case you are giving contact person details, then you can mention if it's your relative, spouse, friend, or your employer, you need to give the details as well. And then you have to give the address and phone number for the point of contact. Generally, they will not contact to that person organization, but for separate, you need to give a correct details. So randomly. So if you are going to stay in a hotel, so you will get all the details on Google. If you have email address, you can provide. If not, you can simply click on does not apply. Click on save. So I forward put the phone number. Let's check what's the phone number. So now it's going to ask you some of your family details. So father's name, your father's date of birth. Is your father in the US? In my case, it's no. Your mother's name, your mother's date of birth. Is your mother in US? In my case, it's no. Do you have any immediate relatives, not including parents, in the United States? So if you have any, you have to click yes, and then you have to share the details as well. In my case, it's no. Do you have any other relatives in the United States? In my case, it's no. Click on save. So here you're gonna put the details of your spouse. Spouse, place of birth. So if your spouse has different address, you need to give the different address. In my case, it's same as home address. Click on save. Now it's going to ask you your primary occupation. Now it's going to ask you your present employer or school name. So you have to give your employer details. I'm just giving as random details. Here you have to give the start date of your employment, of your current employment. Here you have to mention your monthly income in your local currency. So like I'm in Canada, so I have to give my, so I will put a random number here. And here you have to briefly describe your duties. So you can put 3 to 4 lines of your job duties. Were you previously employed? So if you have any other job details, you have to click on yes, and you can give the details here. I will simply click on no. Have you attended any educational institutions at a secondary level or above? So you don't need to give all your education details. You can give your latest, the last education that you did. The name of the institution, in my case, it's VIU. The college or university address. So date of attendance. So when you attended your university or a college. Date of attendance too. So it will not allow you to put any future date. So if you are still pursuing your studies, you can put the current date. So like if you're applying, like I'm applying on 7th of 21st of July, so I can put today's date because it will not allow you to put future date. If you want to give more education details, you can click on add another and you can put other details as well. So it says date of attendance to cannot be equal to or later than today. So we can put 20th of July. Next. So here it's gonna ask you additional work details. Do you belong to a clan or a tribe? In my case, no. Provide a list of languages you speak. In my case, English. You can add another as well. Have you traveled to any countries, regions within the last 5 years? If you travel any other country, you can click yes, and you have to mention the details of that as well. I will simply click on no. Have you belong to any charitable or a social organization? Do you have any specialized skills like in chemical or firearms? Have you served in military? Have you served in rebel group or any insurgent organization? So now it's going to ask you some security and background questions. Carefully read all the questions and answer based on your scenarios. In my case, all are no. Make sure you read all the questions thoroughly and carefully. Once you are done with all your background questions, then then they will ask you to upload your photograph. So I will share the link in which it will give you all the instructions and the requirements of the photo. So once you upload your photo, it will show you that if it's based on the requirements or not. It will give you detailed photo past quality standards. So it means it's a valid and you can continue with your application. If you want to choose different photo, you can click on here and you can upload a different photo as well. Next, it will give you the details of your application. So you can review the details here on this page. If you missed or if you put any incorrect detail, you can edit the information from here. So it will show you all the details that you have filled in your DS-160 form. Make sure you verify all the details carefully. Once you review all the application, then you have to click. Did anyone assist you in filling out your application? So in my case, I filled my application. No one assisted me. So I simply click on no. Enter your passport detail. Now you have to click on this button, sign and submit your application. Make sure you have reviewed all the details. Only after that you can click sign and submit your application, because once you submit, it will not allow you to edit any information. So make sure you read all the details and then submit your application. So like this, you will get your confirmation page, and here is your confirmation number as well. So you can print your confirmation, or you can email your confirmation on your email ID. So this is the first step you need to do in the process of applying US visitor visa. This is the completion of DS-160 form. Now you have to pay for the application fee. So for that, we need to go to this website. I will share the link in the description where you have to pay your fees. Click on the second option, continue. Here you have to create your account. I already created my account, so I simply click on sign in, but you can create your account by clicking on here. So I already filled the application, so you can click on new group here. So this is the second option, which is applies. In our case, I'm not a Canadian citizen residing in Canada who has completed the US DS-160 form and want to apply for a visa. Click continue. Here you have to fill the details. The DS-160 number, the form number that we just copied from there. Visa class, in which visa class we are applying. So we are applying for B1 and B2 business and tourism visa. So if you want text alerts, you can click on I agree and you have to provide your number. Were you previously issued a visa to enter the United States? In my case, it's no. Are you traveling from another country to apply US visa in Canada? In my case, it's no. And here you have to click on create applicant. So once you click on create applicant, then it will ask you for the more details. So in my case, it's already exist. So I will show you the details, what it will show you after that page. So when you click on applicant details, it will ask you to pay the fee. So this is the first information, application information. And this is the fee. So earlier it used to be 160 USD dollars, but now it's 185 USD dollars. So you can choose by cash, by Visa, MasterCard, or by Interact. And this is the process that you have to follow to complete your application. And then you have to schedule your appointment. I will share the link how to schedule your appointment as well. And that's it. This is a simple process you can do by yourself. So there is no need for a consultancy. You don't have to pay anything extra for consultancy. And you can also check that how many days it's taking to get the appointment. So you can put your country here, your city here. So like I'm in Vancouver. So right now, the waiting time in Vancouver for B1 and B2 visa is 704 calendar days. But so like if I schedule right now, I will get the appointment for next year. But you can check on daily basis to reschedule your appointment. Generally, I will advise you to check in the morning, and you have to check very frequently if you want to get the appointment soon. If you have any other questions, you can mention in the description, and I'm happy to help you with that. If you like the video, please share with your friends who wants to apply for US visitor visa. If you have any feedback, please mention in the comments. Any other question, please mention in the description or in the comments. Thank you and have a good day.